How are you, man? How are you? Thanks for having me, by the way, bro.
Mate, I am good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I can't complain.
Listen, welcome to the Gunman Insta Live. This is the baddest boxing channel in the UK. I am interviewing badasses like yourself on a regular basis. And I wanted to catch up with you actually, because I seen you doing a few bits, and I was like, since I last saw you, when I last saw you, you were brucking a man up. No one really believed that you were going to do what you said you were going to do. And you put in one of your career best performances. Yeah, I said it. Career best performance.
Thank you.
Like, there's no way you could tell me you've had a bigger result and a much better performance than that. It was phenomenal. You took on the killer that was Eri. I think it's Serglitch or something like it. Sergikai. And no one wanted to fight that guy. And you took him on and you knocked him out. How are you feeling about that fight? Let's talk about that fight first and foremost.
I feel good. Thank you, man. Those are really kind words coming from you, man. You know what I mean? A boxing connoisseur and obviously a boxer yourself, bro. So you know exactly what you're talking about. And yeah, man. Definitely a career highlight at the moment. You know, moving on to bigger and better things. You know, with my next steps. But at the moment, I'm still nursing an injury from that fight. I suffered what's called like a boxer's fracture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go on.
So, I'm just recovering from that, and then next year back rolling, man, rolling them over like we said.
Is that a foot injury then? A boxer's fracture?
No, that's a hand injury.
Oh, a hand injury. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But you know, I still stay busy, still training. Like I'm in the gym pretty much every day. You know,
I see ya. Listen, for those that do not know this man, make sure you follow this man. This is Mac Shumba. He's a fast punching, slick talking, entertaining slickster. This guy is badding up the game. He is looking to make waves. Make sure you support his journey. Make sure you follow him. If you do so, you will be in for an absolute treat. So let's just talk about the Eri fight. This brother has been in with Eri, and he was literally at the time a guy that was much avoided. People were talking and big hype around this guy, knocking and out and stopping everybody.
Yeah.
You know, this guy was hanging around like an unpaid bill, this Eri. You know, like he was in the division and no one was moving him out the way. You know what I mean? And
no, that's fact. That's fact. And, man, and he's got a massive crowd, as we all know.
Huge fan, huge support. And listen, I like Eri a lot. He backs it up. A lot of the time, he backs it up. And a lot of people had you as underdog in that fight. Now I look back and I think, I don't know why, but a lot of people did. A lot of people thought, you know, he had a big hype train, right? That's fair to say.
No, for sure, 100%. And I was the underdog coming into that fight. And shout out to Alan, you know, Alan, the guy that runs Quest, the Quest Boxing League.
Alan Foley.
When he's matchmaking.
Yeah.
And also, it was only a matter of time until me and Eri passed we're gonna cross. Do you know what I mean? And you know, coming from the fight, from the loss from Cornet, you know, we still need to run back, but we'll get into that.
We'll come on to that shortly. So for the Eri fight, for anyone who didn't see it, because obviously I was there, and you know, a lot of people will watch this interview back and stuff. So, and a lot of people some people won't know you so well as I do. Right. So for the people that weren't there, you were a huge underdog. If I remember correctly, I was there now, but you knocked him down in the first. Then he knocked. Was it that way around? You knocked him down first, and he knocked you down second.
Yeah.
And then he got up and knocked him out. Wasn't that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Incredible, and it was an incredible fight. So I think that was it. You both went down in the first round. That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I knocked him out in the third round.
Yeah, but you both went down. You both touched down in the first round. I think it was you knocked him down. You knocked him down first. Then he knocked you down. And then you got it back together and knocked him out. And it was just, honestly, I said it's one of the best fights.
Even though it was a slip, it Cool. We'll call it what it is.
Yeah, there was a banana skin in the ring, wasn't there?
You know what time it is. Yes.
So I literally, I said it. I said, like, this was one of the best fights at light heavyweight in the history of unlicensed boxing. I went that far. It's definitely one of the fights.
Thank you.
It's definitely one of the fights of the year. What have you been up to since then?
Just staying busy in the gym. Obviously taking advice from my doctors. They just said to me, just see the rest of the year out. Try not to put as too much pressure on the hand. Try not to use the right hand pretty much. So I've been working on the jab, working on a few other things. Stay busy in the gym, doing the kids classes as well. Just sharing some of my knowledge to the next generation. That could be very rewarding. So man, trying to keep myself busy. Content as well.
Yeah, I'm going to come on to all of that. So, but let's just go back. I've got all of that. That's all on my hit list. But let's talk about your hit. Let's talk about your hit list. Will the fans see an Eri rematch?
Do you know
or
what?
is there no need?
I heard a rumor, about apparently there's going to be a tournament, like a light heavyweight tournament. Obviously, me, Eri, Cornet is going to be involved. I'm not even sure. Maybe Emmanuel. There's a few guys. There's a few names that have been thrown around in there. So again, don't take my name. Don't take my word for it. I've just heard rumors of there might be a tournament going down like that next year.
Really? What will it be like? Prize fighter in the final in one night, or will it be like?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, prize fighter on the night.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh mate, if that as a fan, that is absolutely sensational. I hope that happens. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that would definitely that would definitely cement my name in the history books with that one. Do you know what I'm saying? I might just kick back and retire when I win that tournament.
Yeah. Did you see Cornet Scott's last fight?
I haven't watched it yet, but I just saw like little bits and clips yet so far.
Yeah, so he fought Tommy Flynn.
Okay.
And Tommy Flynn came over from a show called DKM. He was some super middleweight champion. He fought Cornet Scott at light heavyweight. And basically, it was. Listen, I haven't seen the whole fight, but I've heard that the first round that Flynn really was schooling him. And then Cornet came back, and I have seen the knockouts, and he knocked him out, good and proper. Yeah, knocked him out knocked him out proper. Caught up with him in the second round, and knocked him out. But up to that point, he was having a bit of problems, That's my understanding of it. But Tommy Flynn's a good fighter, he's a good fighter. But I did feel it was a step up for him. I'm only being honest, as I always am. No safety catch, no silencer. I did think it was. Mate, I'm banging the two Glocks together, and I'm saying it is how it is. But yeah, it was an interesting fight, and Cornet's now he's the main man now, isn't he? So when's that? Does that fight have to happen in this tournament, or can we see it before?
Again, like I said, the tournament is a rumor, but what in fact is me and Cornet will have this the trilogy. So again, I'm just taking advice from my doctors. I don't want to then put too much pressure on myself. Listen, I'm the king. I'm sitting at the top right now. I'm sitting on the throne, so I need to take my time to recover, do it properly, and not rush it. And then but definitely the fight between me and Cornet. The trilogy is going down. Yeah,
I think that has to happen, doesn't it? That has to happen.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that has to happen. Kareem Callas. Now, you were meant to fight this brother on Wicked and Bad 5. It didn't happen, and now you want that fight. So firstly, can you tell us why it didn't happen?
So basically, I got a phone call from Bouncer. I think it was about 7 or 8 days out. I think his initial opponent had pulled out. So I said, go on, what, bro? Let's do it. Let's get this. What's the paper say,
Yeah.
What's the box saying, bro? What's the paper saying?
Yeah.
And he said his amount. I pushed it up a little bit. He agreed. And then yeah, we got I agreed to the fight. I turned up at the O2. The guy was no show. I turned up like literally the day before as well at the weigh-in. I was there at the weigh-in, made weight. I was there at the fight night. Turned up. My guy silent. Obviously, Bounce was trying to ring him. He's not answering, or I am not sure exactly what happened. But as far as I know, I heard he had a bellyache, like he had a little boo-boo. So he had to stay at home and nurse up his tummy. She got second cold boy. So yeah,
that's a fight that's a fight that you want. Do you want that? Do you want that after the Cornet Scott trilogy, or is this something that you?
I think yeah. Let me the thing with the fighting Callisto, you know, the quest is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? The quest is I'm the king of the quest, so that's my main focus right now. You know, creating a path in that, and then cementing my name in the history books when it comes down to quest, the Quest Boxing League.
And it is a superb league.
When it comes down to man like Callisto's career, yeah, it's a personal one, isn't it? So like even at the park, 2-2s, we can run this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a little bit outside. It's more like an influencer kind of situation because that's the kind of I think that's the lane he's looking to take it, and I think that's the only probably the only direction that we could probably take it.
Yeah,
I doubt we would want to come on to Quest and fight some real fighters and fight guys that have actually got a good pedigree of boxing. You know what I mean? He likes these beefy guys that make him look good, that make him look slick. Fucking come on, man. Listen. Yeah, man. That's why he's ducking me. That's why he doesn't want this fight. Yeah.
So I mean, listen, Wicked and Bad is, most of those fighters have gone on to influence the boxing, the likes of Aggie and Pro Boxer, Kareem. Most of them have gone down the influencer boxing route. And you made a good point about real fighters, on Quest. And Quest has got a rich history and a rich heritage of having like the best fighters in unlicensed in London. When it was Queensbury Boxing League, it had a roster of serial killers, like an absolute roster of serial killers. Now, I would say the standard isn't as strong like as a whole, only because they had a golden era. Not just your division, your division. Your division is stacked, but before Quest had like literally every fighters across loads of divisions, like real quality when it was Queensbury Boxing League. But even now, I still think it's like the number one organisation in London in terms of standard. The best fighters are on there.
Even just the respect that the name gets, he's put the work in, to get it where it is right now. Live on London live as well at the moment. The fights are being showcased, and I think I can see it growing a bit, bigger and better things. I'm the European champion now.
Yeah, European champion, first one at that weight. Yeah. I mean, I sponsor a kid called Harris Mirza, who he's a lightweight. And when he won a Quest lightweight title, and now when he's trying to get matchups, and people go, "Oh, he's a Quest lightweight champion," people are like, "Oh," you know what I mean. So it really carries some weight. But where I'm going with this is influencer boxing, and we're going to come on to the Tyson fight and the Jake Paul fight that's going on Friday. But influencer boxing has taken a lot of stick from the purists. Me personally, I think it's not a bad thing. It's bringing more eyeballs to the game. But what I don't like to see is like 2v1s. It's like a wrestling match. And I'm a purist, I'm a purist. I prefer the
when it starts to become this joke thing like tag team. And I think that's all long.
That's not boxing.
I had a problem with the whole influencer boxing. I was like, what is this? I get it. Cool, there's white collar, there's semi-professional, and there is professional, and there's amateurs. But this thing was a little bit weird because you're getting a lot of eyes towards this, and you've got guys like me that's like bro, I'm more than like a decade and a half in this game, bro. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Into this.
Yeah.
And then you got these guys here that have been training at Fitness for Less, doing the thing, bros, but living with the money. Listen, let's get it right. Boxing is a poor man's sport. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone that gets into boxing, bros, you're not trying to get hit for free.
Yeah.
You're trying to get paid at the end of it. Of course, there's a lot of glory, and you've got to be a little bit tapped. But only as a boxer you get that. But with that said, yeah, when you've got these kids, right, that are just coming through, and they're then looking at the likes of Jake Paul as the legend, and the movement, and what boxing should be, and how you should conduct yourself as a boxer. Boxing, a lot of the boxers, yeah, are gentlemen. Do you know what I'm saying? You look at like the guys back in the day, like even got your Muhammad Ali. Look at Chris Eubanks. They're the different way of carrying themselves. These guys, they would wear suits to interviews. They would, you know what I'm saying? They're the way of conducting themselves. And you then look at someone like Jake Paul, for instance, or Logan or KSI. Even though some of them are improving, and you can see a level of like, oh, okay, all right, fair enough. Like you're putting work in, but the recognition and the money for the level that you're at, it ain't matching up. Matching up. You got guys in the fighting on Sky, professional boxers, bro. They're not even making close to what these guys are making. It's fucking sad.
I know, and
it's a sad thing.
And worst of all is that these guys, you take one of these guys, they could run through the whole roster. Do you know what I mean? Like most of these guys, no joke. If you took like Conor Benn, he could beat the whole roster. Well, Conor Benn's earning, but he could beat the whole roster on Misfits probably in one night. Do you know what I mean? He could probably do them all one after the other in one night. Do you know what I mean? So
it comes down to the pedigree and the training and understanding boxing, the science, the street science, how it's done properly, how to maneuver, consistency, doing it over and over. Repetition.
That's
what we're through. That's what we've gone through.
Yeah.
Not 2 minutes of skipping, 2 minutes of 2 minutes of bro, and you're thinking you're cool. Half of the time you're just on your phone recording it for the gram.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I might sound like I'm a hater or I'm coming across as a hater, but bro, like we said, we're taking the safety off tonight.
Yeah, no, listen, as I said, I take the safety off, and I don't have a problem with influencer boxing. Don't get me wrong, but listen, before I started doing, when I was boxing myself, and before I started doing interviews, I would never watch a Misfits card. There's no way you'd catch me wake up in the middle of the night and go, "Oh, Misfits is on. I've got to get up at 3 a.m. to watch it." I'm still not like that now, if I'm honest, but like. I do appreciate that there's a place for influencer boxing. Some of these cards don't have me like salivating. I much more prefer Riyadh season. Riyadh season for me, like when that comes up, I'm like, oh my goodness, look at that card. That is deeper than the Atlantic Ocean. You know? So I'm not really I wouldn't say I'm creaming my pants over a Misfits card in Miami that I have to get up and watch it 4 a.m. like I would do if Mayweather was fighting in his prime, or Tyson was fighting in his prime, or the last couple of Riyadh season. I'm working on Riyadh season now, and some of the cards are just Deontay Wilder's on the undercard, like against Zhang, So I think there's a place for it, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate it, and it's paying the fighters. But I don't like the 2v1s and the mimicky, in a cage, having a face-off and just hitting on the wall and pretending we hate each other. It's too much WWE for me.
Do you know what it is? Because some of these knockouts that you see these guys taking in his fights, listen, it looks good on Instagram, but the reality of someone getting knocked out like that, they haven't had that, conditioning. They haven't, their body is not kind of it's not aligned with that kind of torment and that kind of pressure and that constant trauma.
Yeah, punch resistance, you call it. Punch resistance. You build punch resistance, don't you? From taking hits. I don't know if you remember the first time you went boxing. Well, me anyway, and it happens with a lot of guys. You get bloody nose a lot at first. After you've been whacked in it a few times, your nose don't bleed anymore. You know what I mean? That's most people, isn't it? You know, you just punch this and you start building up, taking the hits and getting used to taking the hits. You know, does it? It is a dangerous sport. Does it worry you the safety of boxing when you see someone doing the front crawl? You know, like can't fight, and you're seeing these guys getting knocked out. You know, you're seeing some really bad knockouts at the lower level because the guys can't defend themselves. Does that worry you that there probably needs to be a little bit of more safety? So maybe head guards for fighters under 8 fights, for example?
Yeah, 100%. I think the whole way throughout it should be head guards. Do you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, yeah, you're talking about like people that haven't really, again, what we're talking about, that resistance, they haven't built that up yet. So if you're taking that punches to the head constantly, you're not ready for that. You're not ready for that kind of stuff, man. So I think, yeah, it really does worry me, man. Like, I think, again, I don't want to come across like I'm a hater or I'm trying to put this out. Listen, people, get your money, do your thing. I understand it's hard times. If you can get yourself in one of these shows, Misfits or whatever, do your thing. And again, even for myself, in a few years, you might find me on there. You never know. But what I think is, yeah, what you're saying, that when it comes down to safety, yeah, I think there's a lot more that could be done. Maybe the sanctioning bodies, there needs to be some sort of they need to just vet it more.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I mean, it is a little bit sad, as I said, as a boxing purist, when you see someone with a blue tick and followers getting to main event on some of these cards and they can't fight. It is a little bit upsetting, but there is a place for it.
Fuck the money these guys are getting. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy compared to guys that have gone through amateurs, they've gone through they've won national championships in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They've won whatever needs to be won in the amateurs, but they just can't sell tickets, or they just can't, secure sponsorship, or they just can't do certain things that are going to mold them to be the perfect boxer. You know? And then some people are just not into social media like that. So what am I supposed to do if I'm not into social media like that? But, I'm a really good boxer, or I understand, yeah, you can get management, or you can get a publicist or whatever, people that can handle that for you. But, you might get certain fighters. All I want to focus on is fighting. I don't care about turning up and taking pictures or being recorded or all this shit,
I'll tell you what, though, I'll tell you what, though, boxers need to fix up themselves, though, because, you see a lot of fighters complaining about influencer boxing, and I kind of sometimes think, like, why don't you get off your ass and make shit happen? Do what Ben Whittaker done. Showboating. There's a few things that sells in boxing: showboating, knockouts, trash talk. If you could do all 3 of them, people, you'll be
undeniable, and also undeniable talent. Where you just watch someone and you're like, dude.
Yeah.
If they lose this fight, fuck it, I don't care. He's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys like Linares, when you used to watch guys like Linares,
you
used to watch guys like, who else can I say?
I've seen Linares live. I've seen him live. He was a killer. But the thing is, he fell off. He fell off quite. He fell off sooner than he should have, I thought. But like when you see really skilled guys, but I think to get to the, if you're on the come up, you need to be posting training videos, getting involved in social media, showboating, trash talking, sell tickets, calling people out, jumping on things like here and doing face-offs, all that kind of stuff helps.
But you know what? Yeah, coming from a boxer's perspective, I think that's the promoter's job. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, if you're a promoter, you should be promoting. Get it, but also promote the boxers that are fighting on your show. Sometimes I feel like promoters can get away with just doing the bare minimum.
I kind of think the fighter has to sell himself though as well. I mean, like if you look at Buatsi, for example, religious man, very humble. it's harder for him to get to box office. I mean, he's an absolute skilled, purist, lovely guy, brilliant fighter. But it's harder for him to get to box office than it is for Whittaker, who's showboating, got 5 times probably more followers. Probably not as an effective light heavyweight. Well, he isn't. He hasn't got the credentials at light heavyweight as Buatsi, as in Buatsi, but he'll go further because he sells. And he sells himself.
In the same line, we could say someone like Daniel Dubois, completely boring, no character,
can't talk. He's not. He's not.
Don't really talk the talk.
He's not talking the talk. Yeah.
But he stayed in his lane until obviously the last fight with Joshua, or his last previous fight. I think he's maybe starting to kind of, I don't know, maybe trying to promote himself a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I think with Dubois, he just kind of stayed in his lane in terms of he just let his work, do the talking for him. And sometimes I feel like, yes, that's the best part. Promoters need to kind of, contribute to each fight. Because listen, I'm risking my life. Fair enough, yes, I'm getting paid. But again, you're getting paid because I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I'm risking my life on your show, dude, the least you can do is try and give me the best you can. Yeah, cool. It's your job to promote your show because you're getting separate money. The money that you're making from your show is nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to me performing and turning up, I feel like promoters need to do more with promoting each individual fighter on a card.
Let's talk about Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. That's how you and I got talking today, and I was like, honestly, as well, I was like, our interview that we did after your fight, I haven't got the numbers, but it did incredible views.
I think we always do numbers when we,
Yeah, our interview together, it did thousands of views. I had it on my page. It did thousands of views. It was like 10,000 views, I think. It really did well, and I was like, we've got to get back. We've got to have a chat again and see where you're at.
For sure.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. What's your thoughts? Who's going to win, Mac? Who's going to win?
Like I've said, I think Jake Paul is going to win this fight. And I'm going to tell you my reasons why.
Go on.
Okay. Number one, age is a factor, right? You're coming up against a kid, that's got a million, a multi-millionaire, and he's got all the resources at his fingertips. Do you know what I mean? He can rest when he wants. He can eat the right food. He can get the best nutritionist. He's got the best strength and conditioning coaches, the best advisors. He's got all the money so he doesn't have to worry about, feeding his parents or even just the pure goal of like, yo, bro, if I don't win tonight, we ain't eating. So the hunger is different. Again, Mike Tyson, on the other hand, right? I think the reason why I don't think Mike Tyson's got a chance is because, number one, watching back on the Roy Jones Jr. fight, you know what I'm saying? You know this, bro. That looks like 2 of your uncles having a go. Barbecue. Someone is barbecuing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the vibe that I got from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even the last time I met Roy Jones Jr., I didn't even want to kind of ask those kind of questions because I just thought, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Again, age factor. Jake Paul is 28. Mike Tyson is 58. Let me say that one more time. Jake Paul is 28. Mike Tyson is 58.
Listen, the thing is, I think the boxing romantic is hoping that Tyson of old's going to turn up. But what they're not really...
Whose shoulders, bro? The old man is... Bro, you've seen his podcast before, man is blazing up 24/7.
Yeah.
Listen, he can look good on camera. Look. Bro.
Mate, 25 years ago, he was getting parked up by Kevin McBride. He's not going to be any better.
He was getting parked up by Danny Williams, bro. You know what I'm saying?
He's on the. I think he's on the payroll, isn't he? He's on the Jake Paul payroll. Listen, no one wants to see Mike Tyson like no one wants to see him distressed. You know, like knocked out and distressed, and walking out that ring like a man that's gone out on a bender, had a load of cocaine and bought loads of hookers in, and then now has to go and spend the kid's life savings on it, and now has to go back and tell the wife what he's been up to.
What we might just witness in there is maybe, obviously, you know, the chances of this thing being rigged, like wrestling, is very high. Do you know what I'm saying? We might just see like a sparring match. Maybe Jake Paul might just carry him through the rounds just for, you know, he'll win the fight, but he might just carry him through the rounds. I don't know. Or this boy might just literally come through and just spark Uncle Tyson up.
What's it 8-2s, isn't it? I think you posted up the rules the other day, didn't you? Yeah. Talk us through it. 8-2s, isn't it? Knockouts allowed.
Yeah,
14 ounce gloves. Yeah, it is a pro fight. Yeah, that's correct. Was there anything else in there?
Yeah, and it is a sanctioned pro fight. And what else?
I think that was the main crux of it. But I think 2 minutes is going to help him, though. Well, it's better than 3s, isn't it? 3-minute rounds. You know, from when you're training and sparring.
No,
3s is different gravy to 2s. It's different gravy.
I think Jake Paul's agenda in this is different.
Yeah.
This kid is looking to create his legacy. He's looking to, let me rephrase that. He's looking to buy his legacy.
Yeah.
And this is what he's probably going to do.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson does it. How many times have we seen interviews of Mike Tyson say, I don't care about these titles. These are rubbish. I don't care about all these medals. These are rubbish. My man had over 500 million. Lost all the money. You know what I'm saying? Fair enough. He's trying to reclaim it back, and he's got his thing that he does now. But I don't feel like the Mike Tyson that we had, or the Mike Tyson that we knew, is there.
Nah, he died a long time ago.
And to add to that as well is Cuss. We haven't got Cuss. Cuss is not there. We haven't got Cuss to bring out the animal out of Mike Tyson. If Cuss was there, maybe.
Has he got no chance?
Yeah, his training would have been different. But nah.
Has he got no chance?
No chance, man. No chance.
No chance at all. Not even a puncher's chance.
I think the only chance that he's got is if Jake Paul carries him through the rounds. He'll bring it very close to knocking him out, but he'll carry him through the rounds. Just to show that, listen, I am going to win, but, you know, he just come back from a loss. He was coming back. No, he just won over Mike. So this next fight now, this is what's gonna, you know, cement his legacy, I think.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, anyways.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I can't see Tyson winning. I think he's there to get paid. I think he's on the Jake Paul payroll. I think it's a sad day to see him get licked down. But people that are saying it's a circus, everyone was going to be watching it. So I'm going to be here watching it. Everyone's going to watch it. So a lot of people going, that's a circus. I say, are you going to watch it? Yeah, of course.
And then I think this is the first time Netflix is going to be broadcasting live as well, isn't it?
Yeah. What I want to know is it, can you watch it in the morning on Netflix, or are they just doing it live? I need to do a bit of Googling on that because
yeah. Me too, actually.
But yeah, it's the first time.
I would assume Netflix probably paid for all this. I don't even think this is coming out of Jake's pocket.
Yeah,
I would assume Netflix wants to keep hold of that young generation, that YouTubers, fans, and every household has got Netflix. You don't have to download it. You don't have to look for it. It's there. Your grandma knows how to use Netflix. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone is going to be tuned in. It's pretty much going to be free for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the way they've marketed this, I think it's very, very well. You know, everyone, you know, whoever's come up with the idea and everyone that's involved, everyone's walking away with a very, very healthy paycheck.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, are you going to get up for it? Are you waking up in the middle of the night?
I don't know.
I'll see you at 3 a.m.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see it, but I don't.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to get up.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up. Yeah. I'm going to get up. Listen, Matt, it's been a pleasure having you on. We can talk boxing. We could be here all night. You and I, easily. We can easily be here all night talking boxing. It's always a pleasure to spend some time with you.
Thank you very much.
And as I said, I'm going to look up how many views our interview did now because I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was unreal. And that interview stuck with me. It was magical because I caught you in.
Is that the one we ended up having Pro coming on?
The one where you had the one where you had the ice bucket in your hand.
Oh, okay, straight after the fight.
Yeah, that interview did loads of views after.
Yeah.
When you had the ice bucket because you damaged your hand. Is that the same injury?
Pardon?
Is that the same injury?
That was the same injury. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. So the post fight one, yeah, that was that was honestly, it was a really magical moment, man. And you know, one as a boxing journalist now, it's one that I'll always remember. You know, and you've created those moments with me, so it's been a pleasure to have you back on. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much for your time, man. And shout out to everyone that's tuning in. Gunman Boxing, bro. Listen, bro, I love watching yourself. I see you pushing, my guy. Keep up the great work that you're putting right now, man. Honestly, brother, we're seeing you, man. Some people might say this, but trust me, my brother, they're watching. Keep up the great work, man.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Bless up, and I shall see you soon.
Love, my bro.
Love, my bro. What a guy. Legendary. That is Mac Shumba, light heavyweight champion on Quest Boxing. Watch out for that, brother. Make sure you follow him on Instagram, Team Shumba, at Team Shumba. Thank you guys tuning in. More badass interviews. Smash the like button. Make sure you smash the like button. We've got more interviews coming up. Take it easy, my guys.